Good morning and thank you for this introduction. Respected chairperson of the RIT, professors on the dais, and the teachers who are going to take the award today. Congratulations to getting this award. And I just to add things, as rightly the speakers have before me has actually told, the teachers are what we see the foundation, the main source of inspiration in the society. It is so diligent that even the fabric of the society just changes and influences because of teachers like you. We bow to you, we salute you. Today we are here because of teachers like you, because you have inspired a lot to us. And that important thing is a stepping stone in the progress of the nation, building of the nation. With all said, there are some ifs and buts the other side that's also happening. Let's quickly say, because meeting, I was told teachers from different districts of Tamil Nadu. I will take this as an opportunity to share some of my thoughts, which you can take it forward, take to your district, see how we can further help us in building this nation. Because as I told you, you are the pillars of sources for the development of the nation. How we can further build this nation. Today, the nation is facing challenges in a different way, different challenges. I hope most of you are very aware. Our hearts are pained recently, you know that. Suicides are increasing. We are shocked to see 5 suicides in 2 weeks in Tamil Nadu. This has increased, especially after the pandemic. I'm sure teachers like you need to play a very vital role in checking up what is the essence of the fabric that is missing. What is the fabric that has twisted the hearts and souls, has shaken the souls of the students? It needs to be analyzed. We are open as a government to come up with whatever may be your suggestions to do any sort of a source correction. There could be, the reasons could be ranging from financial to personal, different levels. We need to really go and analyze these reasons to put in place. Unfortunately, Tamil Nadu stands second, even in the suicides rate of the thing. I don't know how many of you are aware. We talk so much about farmer suicide. And really it is pain at heart, because the farmers are the ones that feed us. But it is alarming to note, after the pandemic, the student suicides have overtaken farmers suicide. The farmers' student suicide are at 7.4%, whereas your students' suicide have crossed 8.4% in the last 1 year. As teachers, we owe a responsibility. As a government, we also owe a responsibility to quickly see what is wrong and arrest this happening that is happening, so that before it takes greater propositions, we need to ensure that we put in place everything in place. The second very, very important thing which I would like to just mention, new teachers have inculcated what you say the fabric of each individual, what is required to grow. But we see that of late, because of what you say, we can't say because of the structure of teaching, or this what we call in terms syllabus, your syllabus of teaching has changed a lot. With the way the focus is completely shifting. That's where institutions like Rajlakshmi plays a major role in seeing how do we shift it back to the development. It's an alarming percentage. Today we know that 80% of engineering graduates who graduate out are not fit into the society for engineering roles. Only 21% of the engineers are actually employed in engineering jobs. So something is wrong somewhere, in which is actually touching the management and the development of the country will be shaken in the next few years if this trend continues for some more time. The most alarming, Professor was just mentioning about AR, VR. Yeah, we talk about AR, VR. Even I myself is a AI specialist, AI, ML, though we have a thing. We talk about artificial intelligence. We talk about how do we use artificial intelligence in every walk of our life? How to make life simpler. I wake up in the morning, I see an intelligent display, I speak to a mirror, mirror, what is my agenda? Mirror, what is, if I have a small problem, I have this problem, what is my thing? So robo medicine, robo teachers, robo lawyers are all on the rise. But still, the fabric of the moral values is still not been touched. We talked about developing in a different area, AI, ML, AR, VR, fourth industrial revolution, which is actually the marriage of the cyber physical space happening, right now happening. Of course, engineering, and there are different curriculums which start teaching it, but it is essential for teachers like you to also go back and start inculcating into the student the interest to think on their own, right? As Professor, as ma'am was just mentioning, the first 8 years, whatever you say, the child catches. Yeah, it's true. What is important to know, not only technology or not only require moral values. The third very important thing which I'm coming in is the moral values of the society is again shaken. We can see crimes increasing, drug abuse, crimes against women, crimes against children, everything increasing because of unemployment. Because the olden days, there used to be some sort of moral inculcation of the students happening because in the family. Today, the family is just moved where the parents don't have much time to inculcate these things in the parents. So again, I know the onus is increasing on teachers every day, but there's no other option as teachers. You need to take over this load also on you to see that can we inculcate this moral social values into the heart and soul of the students. Because when the foundation of the student is laid in those 8 years, whatever you do cannot change. Whatever happens after 8 years will not change. So that important factor of the moral values should be a part in whatever you try to say. Because at that age, you know, when we talk about the students, the child at the age of 4 itself start believing in teachers. The teacher becomes your guru. Rightly, the professor was mentioning, you are third, even above God. Because they look upon you as God. They look upon you as your role model. So they think whatever teacher says is correct. So you, as teachers, you try to use this as an opportunity to inculcate the moral values, the social values, what is required in society. Technology comes on its own as we grow. When the basic fabric of the person is built, other things fall in place. I was just mentioning about the drop in the percentage of real quality engineers, because the quality comes in, again, it's a character, the social, whatever you define in the values. If that, if you say whatever work, என்ன வேலை பண்றீங்களோ அது ஒழுங்கா பண்ணணும், அந்த ஒரு small thought, if you're going to put it, it becomes a fabric which goes into the student. And even when he goes in engineering, he tries to excel in one particular area, which we can see this complete sea change happens. The next decade or so is going to be completely driven by the next wave of technology. We are speaking about the fourth industrial revolution, which is already on. To gear up this, again, it requires a real orientation from the thing. Today, unfortunately, again, a small focus, just for statistical purposes, so that it takes up your mind, where are we? Just 1.5% of these students who are passing out today in all engineering colleges or any colleges, just 1.5% are only eligible, are really able to do anything in this developing area of your fourth industrial revolution or AI or ML, whatever you say. So we see there's a large gap. You take about US, 44% of the people are already in. China, 23% already in. See the gap. The gap is widening. Unless we bridge the gap, I'm just not trying to say that it is only the teachers like you need to be. What I'm trying to say, this is what is happening. I'm just giving you a picture, a mirror of what is happening in the outside. A small pitfall, where is the issues that we are facing? The government on its own, we are trying to do also a different, bringing in technology. Can I use technology in helping people, the students, the teachers? Yeah, if it is there, yes, we will be the first to bring in appropriate. We even brought out, I hope many of you are aware of the scheme, Illam Thedi Kalvi. Very, very pathetic. I can mention a 9th standard student. They had some max examination. I hope most of you are aware of the story. It was a max examination. The child wakes up in the morning and tells his mother that today is a max examination. I'm not prepared. I'm not going. The mother casually tells, that small impact of that is also not, what I say, the amount of, the acceptance of the child is so low. Because of that, the child commits suicide. Where you can see the amount of acceptance level. It is the real fact in the society today. Parents are afraid to tell to the extent of which I can tell my kid. They can't openly say you all this, but it's a fact. Parents are afraid. Whereas teachers, like, you can really mold and bring up, because, if teacher tells something, dictate something, the child listens to it. Whereas the parents, because they're already pampered, so if you hear a small word from the parents, think that is the other way out. So, as teachers, can we reach out wherever is possible? The other side of the society thing was a real example in Kerala. During the pandemic, you might be aware, Kerala was one of the states which did reasonably good, like Tamil Nadu, on reaching the, taking the education to the masses, to the students. Of course, that was also a small trigger. Most of the classes was made online. There are some sector of the people, let's the professor was rightly note, that they don't even afford a simple phone. What we are talking about, smartphones, a simple phone. Immediately a class of students gets divided. One group of students who become eligible, so-called eligible to get this online classing technique. One close class of subject which says, no, you don't have an access mechanism, so we will not be able to get into this. This divide has happened imaginarily. Of course, the government came up with a lot of techniques to bridge up this gap. And of course, this also resulted, what I'm trying to say, this also resulted in superflexion. This again triggered, it required a suicide from Kerala to again return this. The student, again, because see why I'm being discriminated. He just took the life, and then the case went up to the court, and courts made it mandatory that we should not show partnership. So what they did was, they told, okay, whoever is eligible of bringing class, the smartphone classes, yes, we'll do the online courses. Others, we will go there and we'll teach. The teacher used to travel miles and miles, go to a particular area, call the people, that the students in the particular area, and he or she was able to teach. That's what is happening. Almost a similar thing is what we are trying to build in. Kindly, we can't say the word, don't load the students on it, because the current mechanism is we need to load. We can't tell the student, don't read this, because if they don't read the syllabus, they don't get marks, they're out of the mainstream. See, we as teachers, I'm very sure you'll be able to appreciate both sides of the coin. One side, unless you give all this education, force them, do everything, their livability, they're going into the society, getting new jobs becomes a problem. Too much of a force brings a student down, which can lead to other issues. Teachers need to balance this particular portion of it. Of course, that is one area which we brought in, Illam Thedi Kalvi, so that the government of Tamil Nadu has brought in. So we students are also, the teachers have to go and ensure that education is imparted to all sects of the people. What I request you teachers again is these 2, 3 being very important points. That is, what I say, becoming draconian in the society. First, health issues. Second, the social issues which I mentioned. Third, very important thing is social isolation is also becoming a very, very big challenge because of, that becomes a different groups of isolation that is happening. Financial interdependence, financial thing. And to cap it all, technology. How technology can use in bringing all these things to a table. So with this opportunities that are available, it is really, really important for teachers like you to again go back and see how we can slightly retune. I'm sure you're putting in a lot of efforts for the development of the nation, as I mentioned you. You're the nation builders. Somebody used to always say that, what does an engineer do? Oh, an engineer designs. We design, we do things for the country. What does a doctor do? Doctor tries to heal the people. What does a teacher do? Teacher is a teaching of all this entire sector. So please see, where is your spectrum? You're the teacher, you're a guru, you're a dronacharya, you're of all, the entire spectrum. Again, going back into the old scripture, the literature says, to study hard, it does not require very complex things, especially with the students and around. You can go back and tell a student no need to put hard work to read anything. No. You know what our own Tamil literature says on that. Dedication. What do you say in Tamil? Samarpanam. If you are surrendering and putting yourself to the teacher guides and he will do what is required for you. And it is not very difficult. It is not hard for the student to learn. So he learns automatically. Learning is not difficult. It could be easily imparted. It's a different kind. I know we are talking about different spectrum. That is where the teacher's role becomes very, very critical in this changing scenario. We are looking to become a developed nation in the next decade or so. We are looking now about become a trillion economy. We are looking at bringing far-reaching changes in export and imports. We are trying to change the way people living. The fabric of the entire society is going to be completely changed in the next 2 decades. What instrumental part for the entire cog in the wheel, the teachers teaching the entire scenario, is you teachers, which I'm sure you will be proud when you look back and over the years and say, this is the one I have done. I remember one of my old professors, I happened to cross him in one of the seminars out, and then we were trying to invent something out, and we actually brought out some new technology and AI. We just crossed. And the professor proudly was proudly telling, he's my student. That's the amount of pride in which each one of you teachers can take whenever you see anyone that is performing. I request you, probably with the small changes, can you go back and see how we can really make a change in the changing scenarios? We government are with you. Any suggestions are always welcome. We have brought out a number of schemes. We are bringing in technologies to bring in. We have even bridge technologies. We'll see how technology helps you to further improving, because you no need to be loaded with the content delivery. You no need to be loaded that I need to read this to teach my students. No, that has now been taken care of different areas. Maybe we can stream them line. I'm very sure you have online stuff's content available which you can do. So as teachers, can we not think in a slightly different way of leaving the routine teaching content preparation portion, which is already now being made centrally available? Can we not start identifying each student's capability and his capacity in any particular point, and how do we or you try to push and motivate them to a level. The morning we were discussing, the professor was mentioning, all students have something unique in them. You take any student, there is nothing called he's a, what is it? He's a below performer, average performer. No, whoever it may be, every student has a spark in particular one. And that spark is very important for the development of our nation. That spark identification is you teachers. Can we take a pledge that, looking back, I at least assure in the next 3 years or maybe 5 years down the line, I identify at least one person who would go forward in ensuring the change in the society. Can we not put that as one of the pledge in the next few years? When we come back, probably after 4 or 5 years, maybe we come back and see, can we do a refreshing and see that, yes, these are the things which you have done. You would have saved the nation in the next level. You would have taken the nation to the next step, because the nation cannot grow without teachers like you. You're the cogs in the wheel. You're the people who are going to influence their minds. When you start doing it, automatically the things will start. Just imagine a situation where the students who are coming out of all the thing, all you're inculcating the social causes into him. Your crime rates in the country will be down straight away. The thought process of the student changes. You should inculcate, can he himself stand on his own and contribute? He can have his own generation opportunities. The list is enormous. Now I leave it to teachers like you, experienced teachers who are getting awarded today, to think it further, take it further. Whatever you require from the government, we are there to provide that particular aspect of link. From the institutions like RIT, we have a number of institutions who are also ready to help in any way that is possible to again touch the fabric of the society. Looking forward to this change. Thank you for listening. Once again, congratulations to all the teachers who won this award. Thank you.